top stories tonight in Y News. The Office of the Solicitor General remains prepared to defend the legality of the controversial Maharlika Investment Fund law before the Supreme Court despite the suspension of its implementation. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, and the Philippine National Police gear up to closely monitor the start of the campaign period tomorrow for the upcoming Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. The Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, pledges to promptly notify members affected by data breach. And tensions rise at several universities in the United States as hundreds of students protest over the Israel-Hamas conflict. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Wednesday, October 18, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and other parts of the world. We are also seen at 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harding Delgado. First in the news. 16 Filipino workers from Tel Aviv, Israel, arrived in the country earlier today with a one-month-old baby at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3. They constitute the first batch of evacuees from Israel since the recent unrest began. Upon their arrival, various government agencies were on hand to extend a warm welcome and provide assistance as directed by the President. This assistance encompasses financial support, scholarships for the children, skills training through TESDA, and medical aid.
Kanya-kanyang ayuda at tulong sagana ng DMW, may financial assistance, joint forces tayo with OWA. 100,000 financial assistance, livelihood ay sasagawa. Yan ang isa sa tinukoy ni Pangulo na ito. Yung pangmatagalan na ito. Wala ko negative. Kaya sasagawa natin.
Recognizing the emotional toll of their experiences, the evacuees will also receive psycho-counseling to help them cope with the trauma they endured in Israel. Furthermore, preparations are already underway for the repatriation of the second batch of overseas Filipino workers from Israel.
Traumatic po yung sound para sa akin, kaya po naisipan ko po uwi na lang po ako kaysa po kikita ako ng malaki, pero yung mental health ko po hindi na po healthy.
Malacanang announced Wednesday President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has taken a decisive step by ordering the suspension of the Implementing Rules and Regulations, or IRR, of Republic Act 11954, also known as the Maharlika Investment Fund, or MIF Act of 2023. The announcement was made by the Executive Secretary, Lucas Bersamin, through a memorandum dated October 12. In this memorandum, the Bureau of Treasury, in coordination with the Land Bank of the Philippines and the Development Bank of the Philippines, has been directed to suspend the implementation of the IRR for RA 11954. The Maharlika Investment Fund, as outlined in the law, is designed to invest in a diverse array of assets. These include foreign currencies, fixed income instruments, domestic and foreign corporate bonds, joint ventures, mergers and acquisitions, real estate, and high-impact infrastructure projects contributing to the attainment of sustainable development. Despite the suspension of the implementation of the Maharlika Investment Fund law, the Office of the Solicitor General remains prepared to defend the legality of this controversial law before the Supreme Court. In a message, Solicitor General Menardo Guevara stated that the decision to withdraw their petition now rests with the petitioners after the President suspended the implementation of the MIF law. However, if they opt not to withdraw, the Supreme Court will proceed with the hearings. Government lawyers are ready to defend the legality of the MIF. Some lawmakers in the House of Representatives say the entire implementation of the Maharlika Investment Fund Act must be suspended, and not just the implementing rules and regulations. They say the act was enacted without adequate studies from President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s economic advisors and congressional allies. Rosa Licons will tell us why.
Albay 1st District Representative Edsel Lagman says President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. must suspend the entire implementation of Maharlika Investment Fund Act for further study. If possible, it should be repealed because current negative economic indicators do not support the enactment and implementation of the MIF, he adds. The independent minority Solon points out that the MIF Act was enacted without adequate and thorough studies from the President's economic advisor and congressional allies. He explains that currently, the Land Bank of the Philippines and the Development Bank of the Philippines suffered depletion of their resources after contributing to the MIF. This position is also supported by House Deputy Minority Leader and ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro. She says the capitals of the state-run depository banks are in jeopardy. In the House of Representatives, only 6 lawmakers voted against the Maharlika Investment Fund bill due to concerns about corruption, investment risk, and the status of the Philippine economy. Meanwhile, former President and now Pampanga 2nd District Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo supports the decision of PBBM. She believes the Chief Executive has enough reasons to do so.
As a member of Congress, what I want to say again is to repeat that the President must have his reasons and we trust his instincts on this. And I think we have nothing to lose if we support the President.
Despite the suspension of the MIF-IRR, House Committee on Ways and Means Chairperson Albay 2nd District Representative Joey Salceda believes the Maharlika Investment Law is expected to be fully operational before the end of the year. Rosa Licos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Several lawmakers lauded the decision of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to suspend the implementing guidelines of the controversial Maharlika Investment Fund law pending its review. This report will tell us why. A very good development. This was how Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Coco Pimentel called the recent move of the palace to suspend the implementing rules and regulations or IRR of the Maharlika Investment Fund or MIF. The senator reiterates that the law has a lot of defects and its concept has not been fully studied from the beginning. Pimentel adds it is good that the Marcos administration appears to listen to reason. He notes that even during the time of former President Rodrigo Duterte, there were measures certified as urgent but still vetoed. Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva also welcomed the president's move to ensure that proper safeguards are in place. For Senator Cheese Escudero, the Land Bank of the Philippines and the Development Bank of the Philippines or DBP should reclaim its contributions made to the MIF. The two state-run banks remitted 75 billion pesos collectively to the MIF seed capital as mandated by law.
Well, marahil patunay yun na yung pinasang batas ng Kongreso ay kulang pa sa pag-aaral at nagpapasalamat ako kay Pangulong Marcos na nakita niya yun at kung anumang mga butas o pagkukulang na kailangan ayusin at linisin ay maaaring mahabol at ayusin pa.
The lawmaker adds the objective and direction of the MIF should be clear. During the Senate deliberations on the controversial measure, Escudero scrutinized the lack of test of economic viability of the proposed fund.
Ang tanong ko kumikita ba ng interes yun? Dapat isinangtabi lang nila within their funds yung dapat ibigay o earmark lamang yung dapat ibigay sa Maharlika Investment Corporation. Ba't nila ginawa yun nang niwala pang nahihirang na CEO at mga members ng board at niwala pa IRR. Masyado naman yata sila nagmamadali nung ginawa at pinagpasahan nila yun.
But for Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, it is too early to say that the seed capital should be reverted. However, should problems arise, the funding for the MIF can be put on hold while the review is underway.
The mere fact na humingi sila ng regulatory exemption, ibig sabihin may problema silang nakikita at dapat mapag-aralan mabuti ito dahil itong dalawang bangko, napakalaking bangko to at kung meron magkaroon ng problema, baka maka-apekto to sa buong banking industry natin. I think this is a temporary delay para mapag-aralan mabuti.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, in conjunction with the Philippine National Police, is gearing up to closely monitor the commencement of the campaign period set to kick off tomorrow, October 19. Dante Amento tells us why.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, is set to ensure strict adherence to campaign guidelines for the upcoming Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan Elections, or BSKE. The official campaign period commences tomorrow and runs until October 28, just 2 days before the elections.
Imo-monitor natin yung paglalagay ng mga campaign materials ng ating mga kababayan at syempre yung pagkilos at pag-iikot po nila.
Under the existing guidelines, campaign posters must be 2 by 3 feet in size. These should be in designated common poster areas, or else COMELEC personnel will immediately remove illegal campaign posters on Friday, October 20 and 27. Common poster areas include but are not limited to plazas, markets, and barangay centers.
Yung ating pong task force on premature campaigning ay kahapon po kinumbinsin na natin ng Commission and Bank na dagdagan pa sila ng trabaho. So yung kanilang yung premature campaigning task force, nilagyan na rin namin ng trabaho na sila rin po ang in charge para sa Operation Baklas, at the same time para sa mismong pagtupad ng campaigning rules natin.
Meanwhile, the poll body will promulgate resolution of some 30 disqualification cases for premature campaigning this week. Garcia reiterated that they will not allow winning candidates with pending disqualification cases to assume office.
Mga 30 cases yung malalabas natin kasi nga di ba ang gusto po natin yung mga nakafile sa kasalukuyan ma-resolve yung mga yan kahit sa level ng division before October 30. Pero at the same time din, kung sakasakaling makapag-motion for reconsideration yung iba o yung iba naman ay hindi pa nadidesisyonan, again, pwede po namin isuspend ang kahit na kaninong proklamasyon pagka sila ay nanalo.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And for the news abroad, in the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, universities in the United States are finding themselves at the epicenter of rising tensions. Students are rallying in support of both sides, sparking concerns about student safety and presenting challenges to institutions dedicated to upholding free speech and open dialogue. Joselito Liquido will tell us the details live. Yes, Joselito?
Good evening, Elsie. At several U.S. universities, tensions have risen as student protests in solidarity with both Palestine and Israel have collided, raising serious concerns for student safety. Columbia University took a decisive step, shutting its campus to the public due to simultaneous demonstration from pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli student groups. Similar protests unfurled across the nation, marred by disturbing incidents of harassment against Arab, Muslim, Jewish, Black, and other students of colors. Critics argue that universities are falling short in ensuring their safety. At the University of California, Berkeley, anxiety looms over online threats and harassment, while at the University of Florida, a prayer vigil was tense with emotions. The protests have unfortunately witnessed unpleasant events, including reported harassment and alleged assault. Some voices assert that the advocacy for free expression and open dialogue is challenged by the imperative of safeguarding campus harmony. Universities grappling with these challenges have resorted to security restrictions, including limiting campus access protests in a bid to mitigate potential risks. Nevertheless, these measures have generated divergent reactions. Certain protesters voiced discomfort regarding media presence and coverage. The chants amidst the protests have stirred controversy, with some perceiving them as offensive or even genocidal. Additionally, worries about funding sources and donor influence have come to the fore. Donations play a crucial role in the university budgets, and some donors have indicated their intentions to withhold support from universities not taking a firm stance on the issue. This potentially complicates the already delicate situation. Back to you, Elsie.
Thank you, Joselito Liquido, reporting live from Malaysia. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Elsie. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. The Quezon City Police District, or QCPD, confirms that 2 of the 4 suspects in police custody have confessed to their involvement in the initiation rites that led to the tragic event surrounding Aldrin Leri Chua Bravante in Barangay Santo Domingo on Monday evening. In an extrajudicial confession, these 2 suspects not only admitted their participation but also implicated 6 more students from the Philippine College of Criminology in the Heinous Act.
Well, nagbigay ng extrajudicial confession yung dalawa doon sa 4 na hawak natin, assisted by their counsel of their own choice, and yun nga, kinumpirma nila na talagang nagkaroon ng initiation rites at may mga binanggit din silang mga personality kung sino yung mga naroroon.
This revelation prompted Quezon City Police District Director, Police Brigadier General Red Maranan, to engage with the officials of the said institution. Attorney Cyril Lobaton, representing the Philippine College of Criminology, has pledged full cooperation in the ongoing investigation. This afternoon, the QCPD took swift action by filing a case against the 10 identified suspects for the violation of Republic Act 11053 and the Anti-Hazing Act of 2018. In Tarlac Province, farmers have recently completed 3 weeks of intensive rice harvest. This concerted effort has not only bolstered the local agricultural sector, but has also proven instrumental in assisting the National Food Authority. As a result, a substantial buffer stock of 25,000 units of rice has been amassed. Nestor Torres will tell us why.
In Tarlac Province, nearly half of the farmers have been diligently engaged in harvesting rice across 17 municipalities and 1 city. Of these, 7 towns, primarily from the western portion, are now supplying rice to the National Food Authority or NFA, with a notable concentration in the towns of San Jose and Camiling. The fresh rice is being sold at a range of 17 to 19 pesos, while the dry variety fetches 21 pesos. According to Charles Alingod, the NFA branch manager of Tarlac, the agency has significantly gained an advantage by actively purchasing harvested rice directly from the farmers on their own towns. Alingod acknowledges the substantial support provided by the individual farmers and farmers cooperatives, all contributing to the successful selling of harvested rice to the NFA.
Yan, kung doon isang hektarya, 100. Ang 100 na yun, dinala ko sa kuo para yung hiniram kong ginamit, pagbayad ko na. Kasi mas maganda, sir. Pero doon sa kuo, yung pag-ikita sa init. Yung kooperativa yung
dadana sa
init sa init lang.
Bilang magsasaka, gustong-gusto namin mabenta yung mga ani namin sa kooperatiba. Tapos si kooperatiba naman nagbebenta kay NFA para mas madaming matulungan na mga mahihirap. At saka hindi lang sa mga mahihirap, lalo na sa magsasaka.
The NFA Tarlac has set ambitious to target collect an additional 70,000 boxes of rice, significantly augmenting their buffer stock before the end of October. Their confidence in reaching this goal is buoyed by the provincial government of Tarlac, which has committed to adding 1 peso in incentives, and Moncada and Capas pledging 2 pesos under the Palay Marketing Assistance Program for legislators and local government units or PALGO.
Meron po kaming mga peak procurement ngayon sa western part ng Tarlac na possible pa makakuha tayo ng mga hanggat 70,000 kaban para sa ating buffer stock. Dahil na rin po sa tulong ng ating Pangulo na binigyan po ng additional na 4 pesos na buffer stock incentive at yung mga lokal nating mga officials na nagbigay din ng PALGO na pandagdag.
In Central Luzon, NFA Target has taken the lead in rice sales to farmers today, followed by Nueva Ecija with 6,900 kaban and Bulacan with 4,000 stock of rice. Nestor Torres, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, is actively addressing a significant breach. Hackers have uploaded files containing sensitive data to the dark web, with estimates suggesting that the personal information of 13 to 20 million individuals may be compromised. PhilHealth is diligently analyzing these files to assess the extent and implications of the breach. The agency has pledged to promptly notify affected members through various channels such as email, text messages, or phone calls.
Hindi tayo kailanman manghihingi ng impormasyon sa miyembro. Meron na po tayo nun. At hindi rin tayo kailanman manghihingi ng kanilang password. At hindi rin natin sila hihilingin na mag-click ng mga link.
In response to this breach, PhilHealth is considering implementing measures to enhance security. One such measure under consideration involves changing the personal identification numbers of the affected members. This proactive step aims to bolster security and protect the integrity of the affected individual's personal information.
Well, we're going through this process, if we have to issue new PIN or start all over again for the protection of the clients, the members, we will do it, even if it's very tedious, So talagang alaga namin po. We will take care of everything po.
Intelligence chiefs from various nations are forging a cooperation pact with the global business community amidst mounting concerns and criticisms directed towards China. Maven Dog will tell us why live. Yes, Maeve, good evening.
Good evening, Elsie. The leaders of the Five Eyes Intelligence Network from the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand gathered in Palo Alto, Silicon Valley on Wednesday, uniting in a concerted effort to combat China's unprecedented intellectual property theft. Director General Mike Burgess of the Australian Security Intelligence Organization, or ASIO, unveiled a disconcerting revelation. A Chinese national hired by Chinese intelligence had engaged in a spying plot against a prestigious research institution last month. The alleged spy posed as a genuine academic professor during a visit to Australia, attempting to infiltrate an unnamed Australian organization. Fortunately, swift action was taken and the individual was removed from the country before any harm was done. Mr. Burgess emphasized that the summit with the Five Eyes intelligence partners aims to apprise the technology and innovation sector of China's sophisticated and extensive intellectual property theft, seeking to equip them in identifying and mitigating associated risks. The Chinese Communist Party has been designated as the primary threat to innovation, according to FBI Director Christopher Wray. He revealed a staggering increase of 1,300% in investigations related to intellectual property theft linked to the Chinese government over recent years. The rest of the Five Eyes intelligence partners echoed similar sentiments during this crucial summit. Back to you, Elsie.
Thank you, Mavian Dog, reporting live from Australia. Climate activist Greta Thunberg was arrested during a protest outside an oil and gas conference in London on Tuesday, October 17. Thunberg, a well-known 20-year-old Swedish environmental activist, attended a demonstration organized by climate group Fossil Free London outside the Intercontinental Hotel. hundreds of protesters gathered to protest against the influence of the fossil fuel industry at the Energy Intelligence Forum, an annual summit of oil and gas companies such as Shell, Total Energies, and Aramco. The protesters blocked all the entrances to the hotel, preventing delegates from entering, and unfolded a 30-meter banner stating, "Make Big Oil Pay." According to Thunberg, before the arrest, the protesters did not have a choice but to disturb since people globally are suffering and dying, and this is due to the consequences of climate crisis caused by the fossil fuel industry, which delays and creates loopholes at the cost of the planet. In a statement by Greenpeace, a network of organizations that use peaceful protests to expose global environmental issues, hundreds of protesters, including Thunberg, faced heavy police presence. Moreover, a video footage showing Thunberg being put by police into the back of a van was captured. Meanwhile, according to London's Metropolitan Police, several arrests were made along Park Lane, but they did not provide a statement related to Thunberg. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Elsie Marcos, live from Auckland, New Zealand. Good evening.
Alarming numbers from the Department of Health have surfaced regarding the surge in cases of influenza-like illness, or ILI, in the Philippines. From January to October 13 of this year, a staggering 151,375 cases of ILI have been recorded. This marks a significant increase of 45% compared to the same period last year, when there were 104,613 cases. The DOH has noted a notable 26% rise in ILI cases from September 3 to 16, 2023, compared to the reported cases in the 2 weeks prior. This increase is concerning, particularly as it coincides with the onset of the rainy and colder months in the country. Acknowledging this trend, the Department of Health has stepped up efforts to implement strict monitoring of ILI cases. Their proactive approach is aimed at preparing for the expected rise in ILI cases in the coming months. Formally assuming the position as the new head of the Presidential Security Group is Brigadier General Jesus Morales. Morales succeeds outgoing Brigadier General Ramon Zagala, who has been appointed as the head of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Civil Relations Group. During the change of command ceremony at Malacanang, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. expressed gratitude to Zagala's service. The president has confidence in the capabilities of the incoming PSG chief to ensure the protection of the First Family.
I am confident with your training, your experience, and overall competence, the PSG will continue to fulfill its role of protecting this institution. I certainly look forward to working with you.
A new subscription service is set to be introduced for users of the platform X in the Philippines and New Zealand. According to the microblogging site, this subscription service will be implemented in both countries starting this October under their Not a Bot program. Under this new system, all new X users in the Philippines and New Zealand will be required to verify their phone numbers upon registration. Following verification, users can then choose from 3 subscription plans. The annual subscription is priced at $1, equivalent to roughly 56 Philippine pesos. X has stated that this move aims to combat spam, platform manipulation, and bot activity. It's important to note that existing users of X, or formerly known as Twitter, will not be affected by this subscription service. Our kasambahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems, may help us through this horrible predicament. There is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 8, it says, "All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them." And those are the reasons behind the news, October 18, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold, because we need to know. We will always ask why. I'm Hardin Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.